Now, before starting with the chapter, I'll give you an introduction. This is a very light story. It is fun. It is set in the future. And it will make all of you love school. This story is regarding school life and how those children who do not go to school miss school. Now, the setting of this story is in the future when maybe there are no schools, no books. Now, how those children will miss their school and they feel that their ancestors, that is, the present generation, you all, had fun going to school, meeting and helping each other. Now, in the end, we come to know that this is an imagination by a young girl, Margie, who comes to know that in the past her ancestors used to go to school, all the children used to study together, and she feels that perhaps they all had a lot of fun when they went to school. So when we will read the story, we will feel that yes, school life is very good and we are fortunate enough that we have real schools where we go and we meet friends and we study together. Now let us proceed further. Before you read, the story we shall read is set in the future when books and schools as we now know them will perhaps not exist. So maybe it could be like that in the future books and schools as they are now will not exist. How will children study then? The diagram below may give you some ideas. Let us see this diagram. Here you can see what will be the schools in the future. There will be learning through computers. There will be virtual classrooms. That is, each child is sitting at their home. They have a computer in front of them and they are studying in a virtual classroom. So this is not a real classroom. This world is created in the computer. They could be robotic teachers. That means they could be robots who have been pre-programmed to teach you a particular subject. Then they would be moving e-text. That means all the books will be on computer. So some children might feel that the way I am teaching you online is also a virtual classroom, and this is something that we are going to read in this story, a school of future. But let me tell you that this is not a school. You people go to school also, and in addition you are watching this video. But what this story says that in the future there will be no schools. Maybe it could be that children only study through the computers or through robots. So how will such children think or feel when they come to know that in the past children of their age used to go to school? That is what we come to know in this story. So let us begin with the story. Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17 May 2057, she wrote, "Today, Tommy found a real book." Now, Margie is the main character of this story. She is a girl of 11 years age. She writes a diary. And on the night of 17th May 2057, right now we are living in 2018. As I told you, this story is set in the future. It is set in the year 2157. So almost 1.5 centuries, that is 140 years from now. At that time, Margie, this girl, she writes an entry in her diary and she writes that today Tommy found a real book. And she is feeling so strange because now in her times, real books do not exist. They only have e-books, virtual books. So a book which is there in the format of printed on paper is no longer there. That is why Margie is astonished to see a real book. It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. Now Margie is reminded of her grandfather. Margie's grandfather told her that his grandfather studied all the books that were printed on paper. So this kind of a book is sort of history for them, something which they cannot believe, they just imagine. They turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen. Crinkly means with many folds or lines, something that is crushed. So Margie is talking about the book that Tommy had found. She says that the pages of the book had turned yellow and they had been crushed because the book was very old. And the children found it very funny to read the words which stood still. Now, what does it mean by the words that stood still? As the words were printed on the pages, they did not move. On the other hand, the books that Margie and Tommy read were online. So in the e-books, how it happens? The text keeps on moving as your screen moves. But this was different from these printed books. And then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read it for the first time. So this was very strange for these children. Now you have both kind of books. You have the books which are printed on paper, plus you also have access to e-books. So you can make out how these children are feeling. Now when you have a book which is printed on paper, whenever you flip the pages, you get to see the same thing written on the page. But on the other hand, in an e-book, the text keeps on changing on the screen. The screen is same. You have the same screen in front of you, but the text keeps on changing. So whenever you go back, the text is different. "Gee," said Tommy, "what a waste. When you're through with the book, you just throw it away, I guess. Our television screen must have had 1,000,000 books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away." Now Tommy disliked this printed book. He said that this book was a wastage because he felt that whenever you complete reading the book, you have to throw it away. You cannot have some different story written on the same book. On the contrary, he felt that the television screen was very good because the same screen had shown him many books and still he could read many more books on the same screen. And he would not have to throw that screen away once he had read a particular story. So here Tommy is comparing the printed book to an e-book. He says that the printed book is a wastage because once a person has read that book, he has to throw it away. He cannot get a new story on the same book. And on the other hand, he said that the television screen was very good because the same screen showed him many books and still he could read many more books on the screen and he didn't have to throw it away after reading a particular story. "Same with mine," said Margie. She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. Now Margie said that yes, my television screen is also like yours. I have also read many books on it and still I can read many more. Now here the author tells us that Margie was 11 years of age and she had not read as many books as Tommy had because Tommy was older to Margie. He was 13 years of age. She said, "Where did you find it?" Now Margie asks Tommy that where did he find this printed book? And Tommy replies, "In my house." He pointed without looking because he was busy reading. "In the attic." Attic is a space just below the roof used as a storeroom. So on the topmost floor of a house, there is a storeroom and it is called attic. So Tommy replied to Margie that he found this printed book in the storeroom of his house. And he was so busy reading the book, he did not remove his glance from the book. "What is it about?" Now Margie asked that, "What is the book about?" And Tommy replied, "School." So he said that the book was about school, about going to school, about the life at school. Margie was scornful. Scornful means contemptuous, showing you think something is worthless, showing your dislike for something. "School? What's there to write about school? I hate school." So Margie hated the word school. And so she said that what is there to write about a school that this entire book has been written about a school? Now further we will come to know that why did Margie hate school? Margie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. What is Margie's school? Margie's school is a mechanical teacher. The mechanical teacher, that means a machine. a machine who is teaching you, and not the school where we go, where you go. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. Now, why did Margie hate school? Margie's school was a virtual classroom. It was not a real school like we have today. So, in the future, we are thinking that the school will be a virtual classroom. There will be a machine that will be teaching the children. And Margie hated this machine. Margie hated this teacher because it was giving her so many tests in geography which were very difficult for her, and she was performing very bad. And that is why she hated this teacher and she hated school. And finally, her mother thought that there was something wrong with this machine that was teaching Margie, and so she had called the county inspector to check the machine. He was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. Now the county inspector came to check the mechanical teacher. He came to check the machine. Now how was his appearance? He was a round little man and he had a red face. So he was carrying a big box full of tools with dials and wires to repair the machine. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher apart. So this man opened the machine. He was here to repair the computer. Margie had hoped he wouldn't know how to put it together again, but he knew how all right, and after an hour or so, there it was again. Large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. Now this man who came to repair the computer, he greeted Margie and he gave her an apple, and then he opened the computer. After that, once he had opened the computer, Margie wished that he would be unable to close it back because she did not like the computer. She did not like to study from this teacher. She disliked it. But the man was an expert, and within an hour he had repaired the computer and he had closed it and made it ready to teach Margie once again. And then Margie gives the description of this computer. She feels that it is very huge, it is black in color, and she dislikes its appearance because it has a big screen and all the lessons come on the screen and many questions are asked on the same screen, which Margie finds difficult to answer, and that is why she dislikes it. That wasn't so bad. The part Margie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. Slot is a given space, time or position. So here it is referring to a particular area in the computer where you have to enter your homework and test papers. So Margie hated this mechanical teacher the most because she had to give in her homework, she had to submit her homework and test papers to it. She always had to write them out in a punch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. So Margie had to write her homework and test papers in a particular language, in a particular punch code, that is a computing language. And Margie learnt this language at the age of 6. So at such a young age, Margie learned this computing language and she had to submit all the homework and test papers in this language. And then this machine checked the papers and calculated her marks in a matter of a few seconds. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head. He said to her mother, "It's not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick." Geared means adjusted to a particular standard or level. So the county inspector tells to Margie's mother that Margie was getting bad marks in geography, but it was not Margie's fault. The machine was not working properly. It was geared to a higher level, and that is why Margie was performing bad. Those things happen sometimes. I've slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Now he said that sometimes machine do work in a wrong way, and that is what had happened, and he had slowed it down and set it to the pace of a learner of 10 years of age. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory. And he patted Margie's head again. So this inspector said that Margie was learning at a good pace, and then he again patted Margie's head in order to cheer her up. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping that they would take the teacher away altogether. Now, Margie was sad because she did not want to learn. She didn't want to study from this machine, and she wanted that the inspector should take it away. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. Blanked out means it had been erased. So Margie is reminded of the time when Tommy's mechanical teacher had been taken for repair for almost 1 month, and he was enjoying his time because he didn't have any teacher. And why had the machine been taken away? Because the history sector, that is, that portion of the machine that taught the history subject, had been wiped out. So the mechanical teacher did not have any memory of the history subject, and that is why it had gone for repair. So she said to Tommy, why would anyone write about school? And now we come to know that why Margie disliked school, and she had asked Tommy that why would anyone write about school? Because she thought that there was nothing in school that needed to be discussed or written about. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes. Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Now, Tommy was looking at Margie with superior eyes because he knew something that Margie did not know. And he said that Margie was silly because she did not know that many hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the school was not the kind they had. And then further Tommy said, he added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. Loftily again means in a superior way. Again, Tommy wants to stress on this, and he says that centuries ago, that means hundreds of years ago, the schools were not like the ones they had. Margie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, anyway, they had a teacher. Now Margie was hurt at Tommy's behavior, and she said that she did not know that what kind of schools were there centuries ago. And then she got curious. She also wanted to know what kind of schools were there. And she is imagining over here, you can see in this image, Margie is imagining that there is a group of children and they are being taught by a teacher. And then she looked over Tommy's shoulder. She was trying to read the book, and then she said that perhaps maybe they had a teacher. And then Tommy replies, sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. Regular here means normal or the usual kind. So Tommy is referring to a machine teacher as a regular teacher because that is what they are used to. That is the teacher they have, a machine. And he says that it wasn't a machine, it was a man who was teaching them. And then Margie is surprised. She says, a man? How could a man be a teacher? She cannot believe it that a man is a teacher because she has always seen a machine teaching children. Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. So Tommy tells that the man who is teaching the class, he just discusses many things with the students. He gives them homework and then he asks them different questions based on this information. Just like we have the schools today. A man isn't smart enough. Then Margie said that a man who is teaching the students is not that smart as the machine that is teaching them. And then Tommy replied, sure, he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. Tommy says that, no, don't underestimate this human teacher. He said he is as knowledgeable as the machine. And then he compares the machine to his father. He says that my father knows as much as my teacher, that is the machine teacher. So Tommy is comparing a human teacher to a mechanical teacher, and he says that you should not underestimate a human teacher. Both have the same knowledge. He knows almost as much I betcha. Betcha means I bet you in fast speech, and it means I'm sure. So Tommy says that he could bet on it that a human teacher knows as much as a mechanical teacher does. Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. Dispute means to disagree with when you are opposing something. Now, Margie said that, okay, I don't want to discuss this further. I don't want to have a fight over it. But further she said that she did not want that a strange man, that is a human teacher, should come to her house to teach her. Now, Tommy found this very funny and he screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. Now, Tommy found it very funny when Margie said that she did not want a strange man to come to her house to teach her. He said that teachers didn't come to their house to teach the children. They had a special building which is a school. And all the students, all the children went to the school to study. And all the kids learned the same thing. Now again Margie is astonished and she asks that, did all the children learn the same thing? Because now when all the children are sitting in a class, in the same class, obviously they will study the same thing. Sure, if they were the same age. So Tommy said that yes, all the children who were of the same age studied same things. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. Now Margie is referring to a machine teacher. She says that her mother says that the machine has to be tuned to the level of each boy and girl who is studying from this machine. Now obviously the machine does not know the age of the child, the caliber of the child, and so you have to set the machine at a particular level according to the level of the learner. And so each learner has to study differently depending on their level of knowledge. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. And then Tommy says that if you don't like the book, you don't have to read it. He is irritated because Margie is trying to look down upon the book and the information that is given in the book about the past. Margie says, I didn't say I didn't like it, Margie said quickly. Now Margie is interested in the book. She is curious to know what kind of schools were there in the past. And so she said that I didn't say I didn't like the book. She wanted to read about those funny schools. Margie was inquisitive. She wanted to know what kind of schools were there in the past, as she felt that they were funny. They weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called, Margie, school! Now Margie had just almost read half of the book when her mother called her because it was time for her to go to her virtual school. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama. Now Margie's school is in the next room, next to her bedroom. And she says to her mother that, not yet, I don't want to go to school right now. Now, said Mrs. Jones, and it's probably time for Tommy too. So Margie's mother says that you have to go to school right now. And then she says that probably it's time for Tommy to go to school also. So she is telling Tommy that he should leave. Margie said to Tommy, can I read the book some more with you after school? Now Margie is so interested in reading the book that she asks Tommy that can she read the book with him after school? Maybe, he said nonchalantly. Nonchalantly means not showing much interest or enthusiasm, carelessly. Now Tommy is being pricey and he says that maybe you could read the book, I don't know. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Now Tommy was feeling very great because Margie was interested in reading the book and so he was becoming pricey. He placed the book under his arm and he went off to his home. Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. So Margie has reached her school. It is a room next to her bedroom. It is a virtual school. There is a machine which will teach Margie. The machine was on and it was waiting for her to begin teaching her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. So Maggie would study all the days except Saturday and Sunday at the same time from this mechanical teacher. So here we get to see this mechanical teacher, and this is Maggie. She is sitting here and she will study. This is her classroom. So always, every day, Maggie studied at the same time except Saturday and Sunday, because her mother said little girls learn better if they learned at regular hours. So Maggie's mother was very particular. She had told Maggie that she would learn better if she would study every day at the same time. The screen was lit up and it said, "Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot." So here Maggie is sitting in front of a machine just like a computer, and the machine is on. It is telling Maggie that the lesson for the day is in arithmetic, that is mathematics, and the topic is addition of proper fractions. Further, the machine is giving her instructions to insert the homework of the previous day in the slot for inserting the homework. Maggie did so with a sigh. So her life is also very mechanical, just like a machine. There is no fun, there is no light moment in her classroom. It is very dull and boring, just like a machine. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. Now, Maggie is thinking of the story that she has been told by her grandfather. Her grandfather told her that his grandfather used to go to school when he was a little boy. And now, as Maggie is bored from this machine, she is reminded of this life. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. So this is the life that you all are living at present. But for the future kids, it is just a memory of the past. They just come to know that it is history for them because their life is very different. They are studying from a machine. And when they come to know that in the past, children used to go to school, they used to sit together, laugh and shout in the school, they feel curious about it and they also want to go to school. So here the writer wants to tell us the importance of school in our life. Children sometimes get bored and fed up of going to school, but if you don't have a school, you don't get to meet friends, your life will be very dull and boring. They learn the same things so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. So Maggie feels that school is so much fun. Children get together, they study in a fun way, they get the same homework and they can discuss it and talk about it also. So all the students become friends and they study in a fun way. And the teachers were people. So she is again feeling it very strange that the teachers are not machines but they are human beings. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen. When we add fractions 1 by 2 and 1 by 4, so what is this? This is the lesson. As Maggie has inserted her homework, the machine has started with the lesson. So there is no pause, no time for fun, no time for chatting, no time for interacting with your friends. Maggie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. So finally the author ends the story with the title of the chapter, The Fun They Had. So what is the fun they had? The fun the students had when they went to real schools. Maggie is just thinking about the kids of the past who went to school and they enjoyed going to school. So with this we complete this chapter. Thank you.